Alright, here's my new AK90. It is a, it reads the EWS for computers and BMWs and probably some other cars, and I'm going to use it to program this key. Now, I already had a key made by a locksmith who came, and I paid him a hefty penny to make one. This was a test key that he did that will turn the ignition but not start the car, which you'll see in a second. Alright, follow me as we leave the boat. You can see it, yes. This is my boat. And it's windy out. Alright, let's go to the car. To the car we go. Alright. This looks like it's zoomed in a little bit. But maybe not. I think I've zoomed all the way out. Alright. There's the BMW. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this key. This is a good key. This is the one I had made by my guy. And it will unlock my doors remotely. And let's go in here and you'll see. I'm going to try to start it, and this one will start the car. So the car starts right up.
Waste hours of my day.
Alright, now let's try the other key. But what we're going to want to do is to do this right. We're actually going to want to, whoops, alright, to do this right, I'm going to close the door and lock the car, or I guess it locked itself. Alright, now that's there. We don't want to put that near the steering wheel because of, it'll automatically try to start the car. So, let's turn this. This should not start. And you'll see it does not start the car.
Just kind of falling down.
Turn that volume down. So it does not start the car. Even if I try to turn it, as you can see, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to not even crank the engine. That's how the security feature works. Alright guys, I am now back, and what I'm going to do is program this key. So here's my good key. Here's my bad key. Or well, the key that's not programmed. Now, I actually put a chip inside it. It actually has a little chip in here. If I take this tape off, see if I can do this. You can watch me do this. It's a little tough. Let's see if I can get a good view here of what I'm doing. That's not working. This is definitely, there's a lot to be desired in terms of video quality. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this. I'm going to just show you where the chip is. So if you look for it in the future, you'll know where it is. So this is the one that I had. It was just the demo key or the test key that the locksmith used to make sure. You can see the chip is right here. And the chip is the only thing that really needs to be programmed to make this key work with the car now. So there you see it. It's a little chip. So I'm just going to keep it taped in there because this will be a backup key in case I ever lose it or, you know, lose my other ones. And we'll get this in here. Now, the AK90, as you can see, is here. You just drop the key and you can program it. So what we're going to do first is, I already have the bin file that the locksmith gave me. So let's open this up. And one thing to notice when you do set this up, you're going to need to set it to COM 1 or anywhere from COM 2 or 1. I think 1 through 5 should work. It was set to COM 12 by default, and that did not work. So now it's COM 2, and it did read the this here. Now that it's written it, what I can do is I can test the key, and that will read the key. So if I do test key, and I hit that, it's going to read it. It's saying to wait. Alright, seems to be having an issue here. I'm not sure. Maybe a chip isn't where it's supposed to be. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I just had to turn it around so it would see the key. So now you see the keys in there, read it. It's got very basic information because basically it's there's nothing on the key. It's empty. Now what we can do is we can take the bin file that I got from the locksmith who made the working key, because he had to read the ECU in the computer, actually the EWS, which is part of the ECU system. So I can load the bin file that he gave me. I'm going to load that up. You'll see all this crap here. Now what I should be able to do is we already have the bin file. In theory, I should be able to use one of these unused slots. So you'll see right here. So I've got slots 6 through 10. He obviously must have assigned it to one of these used slots. Let's go and assign it. What I'm told is I should assign it to the last slot. So I'll set it to empty slot. It should automatically then work in the car. It will assign it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to write the key. It's going to ask me where do I want to assign it. Do not want to assign it to a used one. We're going to assign it to a new one because it's the only way that this will work. And I'm going to do, like he said, let's do key 10. And let's say write key. Okay, and it's there. We're going to say yes. And it's going to read or write the key. And it's got to verify it. I don't know how long verify takes. Hopefully not too long. Now it's possible that I damaged this chip when I was taking it out of another key. So we'll see. Oh, no, stop beeping. I'm hoping that's good. Okay, oh, it says right key, okay, so it does not seem damaged. Because I think I nicked a piece of coating off of it. But, there we go. So, in theory, this key should work. So let's go back to the BMW and give it a test. Alright guys, here's the key. There's a test key. This is the working key or keychain. And I set that aside so you see that that's not doing anything. We're going to try to start the car with this key and see what happens. And that does not work. Alright. Why does it not work? Is the chip maybe not in the right position? Okay, so it still doesn't like my key. So maybe I programmed it for the wrong mode. So maybe that'll be the next thing. Well, let me just check one thing really quick. Make sure the chip is in a location that will enable it to make sure it can read it. But I believe it should be able to read it without being... Yeah, I mean, that's... I think pretty close. Although I think it's technically supposed to go here. So just for shits and giggles, as they say, let's put it where the chip would normally be. Alright, and let's give this another shot. If that doesn't work, I might need to try a different... give me an option of different systems. Yes, okay, so that's not starting the car, obviously. And I'm assuming this one still should. Yep, alright, so that one starts the car. And I think once it starts the car, actually, it'll start it again without the chip. Yeah, so once it's started by a good key, it will start the car for you until you lock it and unlock it again. So this didn't work, so let me try to program it again and let's give it another shot. All right, let's restart this. Sometimes I think it's just good to start from scratch. So let's go here. All right, it's reading the key. All right, what did you find from it? I don't know. Test key, what do I get? Okay. Oh, it does have the information. Okay, so I just had to exit and go back in. All right. So that's in slot 10, which probably won't work. So let me go back and write it again. Write it again for, I need a loaded bin file, and let me write it for slot 9. Okay, let's open that. Let's write key. Let's assign it slot 10, I think is probably better. And I think we want this PCF, I believe. So let's write that and say yes. And maybe it'll work this time. If I keep on going back and forth from the car, I might just bring my laptop to the car and do it. But let's see what happens. Alright, verify so we can get moving. Come on. Alright. Alright. Verify. It's verified. Right key, okay. Let's test key. It says it's position 9, but I don't see any of the information. So let's do what I did before. Let me exit out of here, go back in, and it's reading the key. Okay, now let's test key. Okay, it does have all the information that we want from the car. Alright, so let's try this again. Let's see if this does us any justice, and see if we'll start the car. Alright, this is the moment of truth. Let's see if it starts the car this time. And cross my fingers. And hey! No reading to the EWS necessary. Look at that. It actually worked. Holy cannoli. So, there you go. Once you've read your EWS once, you only need to read it once. You never need to write to it if you got unused slots. If you have used up slots, then yes, you are going to need to write to your DWS if you don't have any unused slots. But I used unused slot 9, so I believe 9 and 10 now are used, but I've got a working key. It was kind of cool. It's a crappy key, but I got a new nice one that's cut with the remote and everything coming on Monday. So I'll probably live stream that when I program it. So cool. Bye.